Welcome to this explainer. Today we are focusing all our attention on the last frontier. Alaska is a place of just absolutely breathtaking beauty. But let's be real, it also has some of the most extreme, unforgiving conditions out there. When it comes to building and maintaining a home in that environment, the stakes are incredibly high, especially when we're talking about your electrical systems. So, we're going to break down exactly how you can, and honestly, why you absolutely must, verify the licenses of electrical professionals operating in the state.
Are you planning to hire an electrician in Alaska and want to ensure they're fully licensed? Don't make a costly mistake by skipping this crucial step. It is simply way too important to leave to chance.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's a quick roadmap of what we're covering. We'll look at why licensing matters so much up north, decode Alaska's unique dual license system, and give you a step-by-step verification tutorial. Then we'll wrap up with some extra tools, common mistakes to dodge, and the real benefits of hiring a verified pro. Let's get to it.
Part 1. Why licensing matters in Alaska. High stakes in the last frontier.
We really aren't just talking about a mild inconvenience if something goes wrong here. In Alaska, you're dealing with subarctic conditions, right? Temperatures can literally plummet to minus 40 degrees. Now think about this number for a second. 50,000. According to the National Fire Protection Association, that is how many home fires are caused by electrical failures and malfunctions every single year across the country. In remote Alaska, an electrical fire without nearby emergency services isn't just a hazard. It's a catastrophic, life-threatening scenario. Many of these homes are miles and miles away from municipal fire stations, so improper wiring can easily result in a total structural loss, or much worse.
And beyond those physical dangers, there are severe legal and financial ramifications too. Performing electrical contracting work without the required credentials in Alaska is actually a Class A misdemeanor. That act carries a penalty of up to a year in jail and a $10,000 fine for the contractor. For you, the homeowner, hiring an unlicensed professional means risking denied insurance claims if a fire actually does occur, and your whole project could be completely halted by the state for lacking proper permits.
Moving on to Section 2, Alaska's dual electrical license system. 2 departments, 2 credentials.
Now, what's really interesting about this is that if you've lived in the lower 48, you might be used to dealing with a single licensing board. But Alaska? They use a fairly complex dual agency regulatory model. On one hand, you have the Certificate of Fitness that's issued by the Department of Labor and Workforce Development, and it authorizes an individual, like a journeyman or a residential wireman, to physically perform the hands-on electrical work. But on the other hand, you have the Electrical Administrator License, which comes from the Division of Corporations, Business, and Professional Licensing. This is the supervisory credential. An administrator is the responsible party who plans the work, pulls those crucial permits, and actually runs the contracting business.
So, becoming an electrical administrator is absolutely no walk in the park. A professional can't just pay a quick fee and get a license. They have to document a massive 8,000 hours of work experience. And often, 6,000 of those have to be in commercial or industrial settings. They have to pass both the journeyman and contractor level exams. Plus, once they're licensed, they're subject to biennial renewals. That means every 2 years they have to complete specific continuing education hours that heavily focus on Alaska's unique amendments to the National Electrical Code.
All right, Section 3, step-by-step license verification, how to check the state database.
Let's actually walk through the exact mechanics of how you can protect yourself. The good news? Checking a license is entirely free and publicly accessible. Step 1, just open your browser and head over to commerce.alaska.gov. Step 2, access the CBPL, that's the Corporations, Business, and Professional Licensing Professional License Search Portal. You can search by the individual's name, the business name, or their specific license number. Step 3, when you pull up the record, you absolutely must verify that the license status says active and that the expiration date hasn't passed. Remember, Alaska licenses usually require biennial or annual renewals, so if you see an expired date, they currently have literally no legal authorization to do the work.
You want to be incredibly thorough here. Because of that dual license system we just talked about, you actually need to confirm 2 separate things. First, verify the individual's active electrical administrator license, and then you must separately verify the company's electrical contractor business license. Both of these must be active before anyone touches a single wire on your property.
Which brings us to Section 4, using additional verification tools beyond the state database.
While the state database is definitely your primary stop, savvy homeowners can dig even deeper using specialized third-party databases. It just gives you a much fuller picture of exactly who you're inviting into your home. There are 2 popular tools out there you should know about, Ground Check and Check Licensed.
GroundCheck is completely free and it pulls from 6 classes of public records in under 90 seconds. It checks their state standing, sure, but it also looks for OSHA citations, Better Business Bureau complaints, and court judgments. Brilliantly, it even detects Phoenix entities, which, if you don't know, are dissolved companies trying to secretly reopen under a brand new name to escape a bad reputation. On the flip side, Check Licensed offers a really comprehensive credential verification service for a $25 fee, where they essentially do all the heavy lifting of verifying both the individual and the business licenses for you.
Section 5. Common mistakes to avoid. Trust me, don't fall for these pitfalls.
So, the crucial point here is that when you're trying to vet a contractor in Alaska, knowing the difference between all these credentials is your very best defense. The single biggest mistake people make is confusing a journeyman certificate with an administrator license. A journeyman is super skilled at doing the hands-on work for sure, but legally they cannot run an entire contracting job or pull the required permits without an administrator. Other major pitfalls include accepting expired licenses, checking the individual but totally forgetting to verify the underlying business license, and, this is a big one, completely ignoring insurance checks.
Finally, Section 6. The benefits of licensed electricians, safety, quality, and peace of mind. Navigating state websites and third-party databases might seem like a bit of annoying homework. I get it. But there are massive consumer protections that come from following these steps. When you verify a licensed electrical contractor in Alaska, you are ensuring a rock-solid financial safety net is actually in place. A licensed contractor holds a state-mandated $10,000 surety bond. That bond directly protects you, the consumer, if the contractor fails to complete the work or causes damage. Plus, reputable residential contractors typically carry at least $300,000 in general liability insurance to protect your property in case of an accident. Unlicensed contractors, they almost never carry this protection, meaning any damage comes straight out of your own pocket. So as we wrap up our analysis of the last frontier's regulatory system, I want to leave you with this provocative question. Is the safety of your home and family worth a 90-second search? With those extreme subarctic temperatures and the massive risk of catastrophic fires, taking just a few moments to use the state portal or tools like GroundCheck is honestly a no-brainer. It gives you the ultimate peace of mind.
This explainer is for informational purposes only and reflects the licensing requirements as of the date of publication. Always check with the Alaska State Professional Licensing Division for the most current information.